4-1 हो गए।
हम्म,
अब तो पकड़े के चाहिए। पढ़ाओ स्टार्ट कर दिए ना ना
they are listening.
स्टार्ट कर दे।
Okay, so now I am audible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please turn off your camera, Sarik. Okay, so now we can start. Okay, so till here you can see this is our dashboard, and in our dashboard, if you are accessing your course first time, then because when you have registered yourself, then a center preference was filled by you. Okay, so at that time you will see a tab here where you lack on. So you will see your course that you have viewed or visit in last time. So click here, bridge course by CDAC. Okay, when you click on that tab, Okay, click here. Refresh your web page.
विवेक सर ने फिर से डाला है नॉट ऑडिबल।
Am I audible to you all now? Okay. So you will see when you will click here. Okay, that is your profile page. Click on my dashboard. After clicking on my dashboard, you will see where you have visit lastly. Click here. When you will click here, you will see a new web page will be open here, and your course that you have registered yourself. This is big data technology. Now click on that. Now you can see this is the course for which you have registered big data technology. Okay. Now click on open content. When you click on open content, you will see here it will redirect to new LMS that is contents or that is material. Now click on big data technology external open. Again click on open. Now you can see that this is the first page of your LMS. Here all course details has been given. Okay, and this course have the duration of 120 days, and theory part will be there, lab part will be there.
स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही है।
Now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you click on that link on open, Okay, so now it's okay. I'm audible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Screen also visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till here, if you have any issue to open LMS, you can ask me if you have any query. Might be possible because when we are accessing first time, okay. So at that time, it may be possible that because it's portal that redirect to the LMS, so it may take little bit time, okay. So but when you will access it on daily basis, then there is no issue about that.
सर आपकी
Okay.
स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही है सर
Screen is visible now.
दिख रही है सर, दिख रही है।
Yes, sir.
Okay, please
Yes,
check your
sir.
internet also, because okay, now for some candidate who did not yet fill center preference, okay. So if you want, you can click here, center preference for offline mentoring. Click here, and you will see there will be some questions. Click on that questions. When you will fill your name, your email ID, your mobile number, and your center preference, from which college or from which organization you are. Select that and submit your questionnaire. Okay. After completion of all that process, you will be redirected to course introduction. Okay. Click here on course introduction. Now you will see your course has been started. One by one, you can move or you can access your course. Okay. You can see here. First course introduction has been started here. You can see that. Okay. Suppose you have completed your first topic, then you can move to second topic. So this is the flow of LMS that you have to use, you have to access. Okay. Second thing, in this course, there will be some quizzes. Basically, whole course has been moduled in 3 sections. First, bridge course is big data technology. Second, big data and Hadoop. Third one, work with Spark, and
No sound, sir.
now it's okay.
Yes, sir.
So whole course descriptions has been there. Okay. And after completions of each module, uh, there is a quiz. You can see that these are the quiz. After completions of your module, you have to attempt that quiz. Okay. As quiz completed, their progress will be updated into grade sheets. You can see here. Okay. Second thing is that a part of theoretical contents, eLab facility also embedded in this portal. We will share you the details, username and password to access your eLab facility. Okay, and to access the eLab facility, you can click here. Click here to join virtual lab. When you will click on that, it will redirect to new web page. Okay, and by using your username and password, you can access virtual lab also. Okay, Cloudera whole functionality under HBase, Hive, Impala, you can access Spark to the virtual lab. There will be an next section for data science. For data science, all the basic facts, machine learning algorithms, how you will apply these algorithms and how you will study, and there will be a project at last after completion of all these modules. You have to complete your project. We will give you a list of project. Okay, from that project you have to select your project, and according to your Python and your algorithms that you have studied or that you will study into that course, you have to apply these skills and you have to prepare a hands-on project. That project will be submitted to CDAC. Okay, a guide will be assigned to you all. And if you feel any issue or if you face any issue, then guide will help out to you to make that project. Okay, so this is the basic schedule of that particular course that's under big data technology. Second thing, for this course, we should have a basic knowledge of database as well as some knowledge about the data warehouse and some basic knowledge about the data. Okay, so we will start in next one or two session about the database models we use in database, difference between structures and unstructured database, and basic concepts that we use in the data mining. Okay, so this is the course layout or course schedule that we will cover or we will discuss under this module. Any questions, any query from your side regarding the offline class and online class? If someone you want to do this course offline, then you can come to CDAC. Okay, or in online mode, it's available in both at LMS and as well as there will be classes of 1 hour on daily basis. That will be updated. Schedule will be updated in the group if anything in change. Already schedule has been given to you. Okay, so according to that schedule, class will shall be conduct on regular basis. So that is all about the course and about the duration. For the duration of LMS, basically there will be access of 120 days. Suppose you have registered yourself on 1st January. So from 1st January to 120 days, you have the access of LMS. So in 120 days, you have to complete your course. Up in 120 days, whole course will be available to you. Access will be available to you on LMS. Okay. After 120 days, access will be closed, or we can say that your LMS will be locked. So complete your course within 120 days or before 120 days at LMS. Apart this, project will be there. I have already tell you that project will be there. So project, you can do one thing. Project, if some students, it might be possible that their exams will be there or some another activity. So at that time, you can do one thing. Project part maybe adjust, or according to your schedule, it may be managed. Okay, so there is no circumstances that in 120 days all things has to be completed, but thing is that in 120 days LMS should be completed. Okay, because if you will not complete the course at LMS, then there will be no entry or there will be no completions of course will be there. So in that situation, no certificate will be offered to the candidate, because firstly you have to complete your course at LMS. After completion of a course at LMS, then you have to appear in NASCOM exam also. It's a NASCOM certification. Okay, and for that certification, after completion of your course at CDAC level, you will proceed for the NASCOM certifications, and for that certificate you have to appear by paying 600 rupees. Okay, and after completions of NASCOM examination, your course will be completed. So these all are the basic informations or basic requirements for the course. So if you have any query, now you can ask.
सर मेरे में ये पोर्टल नहीं आ रहा है.
पोर्टल बाकी सब लोगों को विजिबल है? Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. Yeah, please check your internet because might be possible if internet connectivity is slow, then might be possible.
Sir, actually, I want to.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, I want to download video lectures PPT. How can I do?
Yeah, you can download your lectures PPT also. Have you started your
But where
access your
it is
LMS?
not showing here.
Yeah, it will be so. Have you access your LMS?
Yes, yes. This course now I have read unit 1.
Unit
But I
1 you
didn't
have
find.
completed.
Yes, sir.
We will
I think
we will guide you how you have to download. Okay, that
Okay,
is
okay.
not a concern. That is not a concern. Contents can be downloaded. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any questions? Any more questions by anyone? No, for offline, because you can enroll yourself for offline mode. Okay, but there is no such kinds of constraint that you have to enroll. But try to enroll yourself as AP because might be possible as internship programs from other colleges also going on. So at that time, if offline seats are not available, so it's very difficult. Okay. So if you want, then you have to enroll or you can enroll right now and you can attend class at CTech Noida. Yeah, Kunal. Yeah, notes, what contents or what lecture we will deliver from here, we will provide you after completions of class or after completions of session. So no need to worry about that. Okay.
सर एक्सक्यूज मी, एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, please.
सर मैं ये कहता है, ये जो हम रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देख रहे हैं ना,
Yeah.
इसका जो कंटेंट है वो हमें खुद लिखना पड़ रहा है, वो सुन सुन के. फॉर एग्जांपल हडूप के बारे में बता रही थी मैम, तो उसके नोट्स अगर हैं अवेलेबल तो मिल जाएंगे या फिर वो हम खुद ही कर सकते हैं, हमें खुद ही करना पड़ेगा?
Okay, we have two things here. Okay, first thing is there that if you want detailed study, okay, so you can prepare notes by hand on at your point. Okay, but what contents we have, we will provide you. Okay, because they I think the contents when session will be started, so there will be detailed session and contents will be there. So I hope all since that contents are sufficient, to you, and that will be workable for you. But if you require more detailed study, then you can prepare notes for yourself also.
ओके सर.
Okay. So, any questions? Any more questions, please? About duration, about course, about class? So can we start the session now? If you have any query that you can ask me. Otherwise, we will start the basic about the database. Okay, so screen is visible to you all?
यस सर.
Okay, so there will be few topics that we will cover to prepare to you for the basic understanding of data. so that you can understand better way about Hadoop, about the databases, about the type of databases, about type of data that we are generating in real time, applications, type of databases, DBMS, why we are using DBMS, and difference between DBMS and file system, architectures of DBMS, 3 schema architecture, data models, languages of DBMS, ER model concept, RDBMS, difference between RDBMS and DBMS, introductions to data warehouse, and how data lake is important, and what are the data mining, why data mining is important. There will be introductions about the data science, how data science is useful, and what are the basic facts and terminology that is in real time about the data science. And there will be brief introductions about the AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and these all will be the parts about the related facts that will be associated with your big data technology. Okay, so now first thing, what is data? Basically, data can be categorized or data can be defined by various terms. Okay, if someone is asking to you that what is data, so data, it may be name of students, it may be quantity of any product. Like suppose I have 2 cars, then data about the quantity, that means two is the quantity here, and that indicates that it's related to me. So data simply is a collection of discrete value that is used to convey any information that may be describe the quantity, that describe quality, and any facts or any measurement also. Okay, so these all about the data in real time. Data can be collected in real time by using various techniques, because in today time, in real time, you can see that there are number of sources, the number of various sources that has been used for collecting and creating the data. It may be used to perform the observation. It may be used to perform the analysis. It may be used to perform any kinds of sophisticated or it in real-time analysis regarding any specific domain. Suppose we have a data of a class. Okay, class, that means in a school or in a college, there are 60 students in a class, and we want to analyze that which students have maximum attendance in a month. So how we will follow? We will check, we will firstly collect the data, and according to their presence in the class, we will analyze, and we will make the analysis and give the final results. So data may be used to perform various analysis, or maybe a specific statistics, or can be find a answers for a particular question. Right? Example is there. John has 5 cars and 2 houses. So 5 cars and 2 houses. Basically, these are the two data that is basically belongs to John's, and it indicates that John contains different kinds of two product or two things or two objects, but in different quantity. 5 cars and 2 houses. So these are the quantity, and objects are cars. So car is different quantity and house is different quantity. Second thing is Sonu income is 5 lakh per annum. So what it indicated? 5 lakh. That means Sonu is earning 5 lakh per month or per annum. So every time the data may be, or a quantity or a specific value can be used to describe or to represent any objects. Now, what is database? Because data may be in various form or in any specific form, but when we comes in terms of database, so there is slightly difference, because data and database basically consists data, but a data cannot be a database. Why? Because database basically is the organized way, or a data that are organized under a specific parameters, or under a specific defined model, or under a specific logic or business logic, that is known as database. So a data that stored and that also have the accessibility in electronic environment and organized in form of a specific business logic that is known as database. Basically, database can be organized by using the different kinds of paradigms. In real time, we have different kinds of database that we use to maintain, to create, to store, and to process the data. There are different terminology that we use to store data. If we have small data like 5 KB, 1 MB, 15 MB, then we can store that data in file like MS Excel file, okay, like MS Access. But when we have data in large quantity and form also change, then at that point we require a data storage and also we require a application that can manage that data and that can handle that data in frequently manner, and as per time of requirement, if any user required, it can be processed and it can be managed in real time. Database applications. You can see in real time because in real time we have different applications as the time grow or as the real time implementations growth, like online facilities are there. So the form of database has been generated and various kinds of data has been generated in real time, like health sector, in railway reservation system, library management system, banking system, education sector, credit card system, social media, telecommunication. So all are the key sources in real time that are responsible or that are generating data in various form. Okay, so what is the basic aim of that database? To maintain and to store and to process, because that database will be analyzed, and after the analysis we predict a result or we predict a predictions or we predict the specific fact, or we can make decisions about the business or about the real time, that what we required or what we did not require. Suppose in railway reservation system, you can see in real time, it's very key and very popular system. If you want to travel, then no need to go to the reservation center. Just open in your device, start open your device and just make the reservation by using the smart portal. Same thing is happen here with online shopping also. Online shopping also generating data in various and very in large environment. Amazon is there, Flipkart is there. So database is generating by different sources in different form, but aim of that database is a common, that we can process that data, we can analyze that data, and according to that we can make the decision so that we can grow or a organization can find the statistics about their business where the things is going. Now, type of database. Apart that, because when we are generating data, managing data, so we have different kinds of applications that we are using. So according to that, we can categorize the database, and that database may be in form of centralized database, in form of distributed database, in form of NoSQL database, in form of cloud, in form of relational database, network database, object-oriented database, and hierarchical database. But the thing is that because all database have its own category, its own characteristics, and its own responsibility. So according to that, according to features of each and every one data, these database terminology has been adopted by the organizations or the corporate companies in real time also. Okay, so firstly, we will discuss about the centralized database. What is centralized database? Basically, centralized database is a database or in the terminology where whole database will be stored in a middle and whole user can access that data by using their applications. Okay, and according to that their particular location, there is no locations restrictions that user should be in the similar location. User can be accessed from anywhere by using the remote login or through various different applications that may be according to the organization standard. Okay, these applications basically use the authentication method, and if user authenticated the validations criteria, then user can access the data directly. But main thing is that these kinds of data structures or database, centralized database is suitable in a particular organization or in a libraries where all all users or all data has to be accessed in a common premises or in a single premises. Because if you have centralized database and that database have to access from different cities, so at that time it is very difficult to maintain the security of that database, because from different cities user will access by using the remote login. So how you will authenticate? Sometimes it may be possible that any spammer or an authorized user may access that data. Okay, so centralized database is very key concept, but it is only useful in a premises where we have in a single area, or where we have a organization that in a single premises, or then that is in a common premises. Advantage of database, central database, there are common advantage because all will be accessed, and data consistency will be there. Why? Because all data will be managed by a common applications. Data quality will be there. Why? Because all data will be accessed and stored at the common point, and there will be low cost also there, because only you require a few applications to maintain and to secure that database, right? But the main disadvantage of centralized database is that if database size is increased, okay, then response times will be increased. Suppose we have 200 GB data, now it's 500 GB data. So at that time, searching will be very low. Searching will take more time. So that's the reason centralized database also a disadvantage, that if you have large data and organization have many its sub offices, then centralized database is not a suitable option. It is also not it is not easy to update extensive database system. Why? Because when data is coming in a very we can say very rapid form and coming from various sources, so it is very difficult to upgrade that database in a single terminology. So it is also not a good choice to use the centralized database system. There may be any server failure. Suppose your centralized database server has been failed. So at that time, whole server will be, whole database may be corrupt. So at that time, whole data may be lost. Okay. So it may be a, we can say that it may be a crisis for the organization that all data has been lost. So centralized database required a more attentions, more attentions, as well as more security. Okay, so these are the few facts about the centralized database. Any query by anyone? Any query by anyone?
Hello, sir. Ashish Kumar Yadav. Sir,
Yes, yes,
what is
please.
the difference between data structure and database? Because both definition looks like same.
Yes, yes, data structure. Basically, data structures define how data will store, okay, into the memory, because data structure used in the real-time programming. Where suppose you are creating any program, okay, you are designing any program. So data structure define that how memory required any process to run or to perform their executions in real time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And what was your second question? Difference between data structure and
Database.
yeah, database. Database is a well organized data under a specific business logic. Like that, we have a data that's designed under SQL program or by using the MySQL or by using the Oracle. So if you are designing your data by using MySQL, creating your data, then you will use a table format. Okay, that table will be created, will be maintained, or will be updated by using all the paradigms under DDL, data definition language, and under DML operation, data manipulation language. Okay, so data structure basically will define the storage and type of data and type of how many memory he required in the memory at the time of execution. While database is the model, or we can that is the well organized data in a specific terminology or by followed a specific model, right?
Okay.
Any query by anyone? Okay. So now you can see that there was a hug disadvantage of centralized database, that if central server is failed, then whole database may be corrupt or whole data may be lost. So to prevent these kinds of situations or to control these kinds of situations, we introduce a new technique that is known as distributed database. Distributed database basically the kinds of database system that will distribute whole database at different terminal or different systems in an organizations, and whole data will be available with all the terminals in virtual form. So at that time, if any case, suppose you can see that we have a database. So at that time, whole data will be available on all sites. So if any site failed, then you can access with another sites. Okay, it is a real example is Gmail. You can see that suppose at your mobile, you are using your Gmail account, but due to some issue, your mobile or your system is not able to access your Gmail account. So what you can do, because you have distributed data of the Gmail account. So by using different terminal or different system, you can log into your Gmail account and you can access. Same things happens with bank account also, because in real time your bank data is in distributed form. Suppose at your system get crashed and you are not able to log in, then by using different system you can log in into your account. So distributed database basically provide you the features where you can connect it by using a specific network, and that network will provide you the features to access the data in real time. Okay, and i will make the things, or we will make the things according to the real time requirement. Okay, so distributed database is very useful, and there are lot of distributed database technology that also available, like Apache Cassandra is there, HBase is there, Ignite is there. Okay, so apart of these database terminology, we also introduced some new terminology like AWS cloud architecture is there. We also providing data in distributed environment also. So according to the requirement, technology has changed and providing the solutions to the community in real time. Distributed database basically can be designed in two ways: homogeneous distributed database and heterogeneous distributed database. Homogeneous distributed database basically is the type of terminology or type of method where all applications and hardware devices will be in a similar manner. Okay, suppose we have created a distributed database. Okay, so operating systems and storage devices and the hardware processors we are using, it should be in a similar version. Okay. There, if they have dissimilar configuration, then in homogeneous distributed environment, system will not work. But this is a critical issue because if we are using homogeneous terminology here, then we need to define a similar configurations of software as well as similar configuration of hardware. Suppose we have two laptop, okay, or three laptop. One laptop have 16 GB RAM, one laptop have 8 GB RAM, one laptop have Windows 10 and one laptop have Windows 7. Then you can see that here there are configuration is dissimilar. Like operating system is different, RAM configuration is also different. So under homogeneous distributed database, it will not work. But to because if we have to change our hardware as well as application, that cost will be increased there, and no organization will adopt that methodology, right? Suppose in 2021 there is a new update, and according to that, whole system need to upgrade i3 and hard disk minimum 1 TB and operating system 10 Windows 10. So if organizations have different options that at Windows 7 whole features are available, so why he need to make the too much expense for that? So that's the reason homogeneous distributed database terminology is not too much useful or impactful in real time. That's the reason how heterogeneous distributed environment introduced. In that environment, there may be different kinds of hardware configuration of system and you can use in real time. So these are the basic two terminology that we will use in designing the distributed database. Advantage of distributed database, it is very key advantage, easy to extend. Why? Because number of servers or number of parallel hard disks you want to add, you can add because data will be stored into storage. So it's very easy. Second thing, if any data node or any data server get crashed, then it can be accessed from different. Why? Because data is basically available and distributed on different terminals on different nodes. So distributed database basically provide you a kinds of backup facility also, right? We can say that a copy of data always available there. If a copy, if the user is using any data, then copy of data will be provided to user. Change will be made into that data. After that, things will be managed. Okay. Disadvantage of distributed database, costly software. Costly software in terms because we are working in distributed environment. So to perform, to maintain the security of data as well as to create the clusters or to network, we require software also. Like second thing, data integrity. Data integrity may be affected. Why? Because data is basically stored on different terminal and it also travel through the network. So during network, if any attacker or any spammer, if he had access that data, then it may be make any change into the data. It may be add any wrong informations by using a different cipher method. Okay, cipher method, that means data will look remain same like data is okay, but there may be some information maybe hide in that data. Lot of techniques are there. So this is another disadvantage. Improper data distribution. Improper data distribution because data is basically divided into clusters. So sometimes it may be happen a node may have not a equal load at every node. Suppose we have a data center. In that data center, we have stored the data on in a cluster, and every node consisting different kinds different storage of data. So if we define a load balancing here that we cannot store more than 200 GB data at a node. So it may be useful in case suppose you have a space of 200 TB at your node and you have stored 200 TB data. So data storage may be exceed. In that case, it may be affect the integrity as well as it may also crash the data due to out of bound issue. Okay, so in real time in distributed environment, we face lot of issues when we dealt with the large database. So these are the key advantages and disadvantage of distributed database. Any query about the distributed database by anyone, please? Please, any query?
No, sir.
Okay, now third one is the relational database. This is also a type of database that we are using in real time, and we can say that it's a very popular and very key terminology that that is used by the organization, and we can say that 90% of organizations are using relational database methodology. Okay, and this terminology basically change the issue or change the problems of data management as well as change the terminology and change the key factor about the data, that how we will maintain data, how data will be stored, how record will be updated at individual row level, individual field level. So relational database basically store data in form of tables. Every tables will contains a columns and rows. Basically columns is known as attributes and rows are basically known as tuples, or sometimes it may be known as record. So examples there of many relational database that we are using like MySQL, Oracle is also there, SQL Server is also there. So in real time, SQL Server and Oracle, these are the two database methodology, database creations applications that we are using in corporate level also. You can see that this is the structures of table in RDBMS, and this table basically contains these are the attributes like that. You can see that product name, manufacturer, category, price. These all four are the attributes. Attributes, that means the name of column, basically in logical terminology known as attributes. Okay, so you can see that here we have four attributes: product name, price, category, and manufacturer. Tuples, that means the whole record. Whole record, you can see that in this table, how many rows I have? 4 rows are there. So we can see that there are 4 tuples. That means whole record or whole rows is known as a single tuple. Okay, so there are 4 tuples there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I ask you about the table, that how many attributes in the table and how many tuples, can you answer me please?
4 tuple, 4 attributes. Yeah,
4 tuples and 4
4
attributes.
attributes.
Okay,
4 attributes.
whether this is the tuples or this is the tuples.
Second one.
Yes. So tuples, that means if suppose we have a record in a table, then tuples means all the rows in a table. It is known as a single tuple, or it may be as a single record. Okay. Understand? Any doubt about table, about the RDBMS concept? Okay, next thing is that why it is known as RDBMS. Why? Because you can see that here product name. So this column basically will use here a circumstances, or we can say that a conditions that every data that consists in that particular cell, say under this column, will be in form of string. So when you declare any table or any table in SQL, so there name of field and their type always defined at the initial time. That is known as schema definition. Okay, so RDBMS basically follow the schema. What schema? Under schema definitions you have defined, according to that he will accept the data. That's the reason, because according to that schema data will be entered into the table. Sometimes what happens, suppose you have taken your schema integer, okay, or float. You have taken your integer price integer. So at that time what happened? You are trying to input value in form of string. So it will generate an error and will not be accept any value into that table. So these schema basically work like as a validation entity, and it will verify and validate the data that you are inputting is it's according to the constraint that you have defined under your schema. Suppose you have defined your category here, and it is like as a string. So under string, if we want to input any data in form of integer, then whether it accept the data or reject the data.
Except
Suppose accept, but why? How? We need to put that data under double quote. Okay, when it will consider it to a string. Otherwise, we'll throw an exception. Why? Because we have defined here category string and we are inputting data in form of integer. So it will throw an exception. So this is known as constraint, and constraint always will be applied on your schema, and schema will be defined when you will declare your table at the very initial time. Let more things we will discuss later in this course, how we will define a schema, how table will be created, and how constraint work to restrict to stop the invalid data. Okay, so that this is the basic things about the RDB. Now RDBMs basically use the property of acid. Acid refers to the atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Atomicity means every relation database will follow two things, two operations, whether operation will be completed or whether operation will fail. That means whether operation will complete in success manner or whether will operation will fail. Like Boolean completion, whether yes, whether no. Second thing is consistency. When we are performing any operation on any database, then their database should be updated in proper way and there should not be any consistency. Example I will discuss tomorrow. Just today I'm telling you that what is atomicity and how atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability applied in real time on database when we are performing any operation on real database. I will explain tomorrow by using a flow graph. Isolation, when any operations happen or when we start any operation, at that time all data can be accessed by different users, but according to the priority of the operation. Suppose similar user want to perform read operations and at the same time B user want to make any change. Suppose I have a data A, right? Two user request at similar time. One user want to perform read operation and second user want to perform write operation. So at the time, firstly, because if user one is is performing read operation. So at that time, read operations cannot be performed. Why? Because until read will not be completed, write operation should not be happen. So at that time, write operation will be in waiting state. So at that time, this condition is known as isolation. That means until operations read operations is not completed, we cannot perform write operation. It's also applicable vice versa. That means in opposite. Suppose write operation is going on. Okay. User one is performing write operation and user two want to make any read operation. So at that time, again, until write operation is not completed on data A, user to need to wait to make the read or to make the write or to make the read operation. So this situation, this waiting situation is known as isolation. Why? Because he had to wait until unless user one operation did not complete it. But a conditions happen. Suppose both user one and user two both want to perform read operation, then it can be accessed by the concurrent user at same time because they did not making any change into their database. So at that time, isolation is not required. Okay. So when we are performing operations that have different in nature, so at that time we need to wait. And this feature is known as isolation. D for durability. Durability, that means once you have complete or you have performed your operation on any database, then it should be completed into the given timeline as well as results should be stored permanent into their database. Okay. Sometimes what happens, suppose you have make a transaction from your bank account and you have request debit request of 200 from your account. Okay. So when debit operation will be performed here, it will also make change into your bank account database also. Suppose in your account before transaction of 2000, there were 7,000 rupees. After reductions of amount 2000, now balance will be 500. So you can see that this change should be happen after completions of database in a given amount of time. Okay, it not be happen that suppose you have make the transaction today and update in your account has been performed after 5 days. So it will increase or it will provoke the inconsistency in your data. So at that time, if we are performing any operations under the relation database environment, then it will follow the ACID property. Okay, so any query by anyone? Any query by anyone about ACID property?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, what I have to repeat? Please tell me. Which concept I have to repeat, sir?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that is all about the today session. Okay, so today we have covered till relation database and ACID property. We will explain. I will explain tomorrow it by example as well as more database also. Okay, so if you have any query, any questions, then you can discuss me in tomorrow classes as well as Vishwajit. Yes, we will share you recording also, and you have to wait till then. In morning we will share you recording. Okay, who require recording? They can put message in personally or in group. We will share. Yes, we will share you PDF also. Wait little bit. Okay.
सर कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है तो मुझे भी ऐड कर दीजिएगा.
Actually, sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please tell me.
Actually, I was unable to differentiate between decentralized database and distributed database because you
Okay.
have given one example.
Okay.
Suppose you are unable to access a mail using
Okay.
mobile, then switch to laptop and access the mail.
Okay.
For the distributed database, you have given
Okay.
this example.
Okay.
But this is possible with centralized database as well, because if we are not able to access mobile, we can use another system to access the centralized database.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
But
it's mean
but
that
yes, yes.
it's not
Listen. If database is restricted in a premises on your local network, then how you will access?
okay. So
It's already I have mentioned here that if you have in a
Hmm.
specific premises under a college, under a university, under a library, then
okay.
how that data can be accessed by using the HTTP protocol. That is restrict, or that is, we can say that local to that particular organization. Why we will share it to you on the remote login? Okay, so that is the difference between the distributed and centralized.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Actually, I have asked you at that time that you have any queries, so if you did not respond, otherwise I will explain to you at the same time. Okay. So if you have
Okay.
any query, please ask me immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much to join this session. Yet, if you have any query, because initially it was a little bit issue with the network also, as well as initial it was. We can say that introductions about the course, also some informations about the course. So yet, if you have any query,